put an end to everything. No, really? Stop scrolling, turn off your notifications, and get ready, because what just went viral on the internet isn't just another love and hip-hop story. It's a cultural earthquake, the kind of scandal that upends timelines, destroys reputations, and sends shockwaves through the most secluded corners of celebrity rumors. People are asking, is this the end of Lil Scrappy? The tape, the very film that fans, haters, and even VH1 producers never dreamed would ever be seen, has finally gone viral. It is so unvarnished, so harsh, and so beyond anyone's expectations. In the video, he is shown doing the unimaginable, attacking his longtime co-star and bitter rival Stevie J in real time, with no holds barred. What started out as criticism has turned into a scandal. Furthermore, what started out as a simmering tension has exploded into a kind of mayhem that no reality TV screenplay could possibly control. There was no scene here. There was no story twist in this. This wasn't even satisfactory. In front of hundreds of eyes, dozens of phones, and now millions of viewers worldwide, this was rage. Explosive, passionate, and personal. Let's take a step back, though, before we get into the broken glass, viral punches, yelling fans, and Mama D's righteous rage. This is because understanding the years of tension that preceded this is necessary to comprehend what transpired in that club, on that stage, and at that very moment. Known for his distinctive Southern lingo, his fiery temper, and his position. As the Prince of the South, Lil Scrappy is no stranger to controversy. He has been a mainstay on Love and Hip Hop for more than 10 years, enduring high-stakes drama, public outbursts, and complicated relationships. However, Stevie J, he is in his own class of pandemonium. Stevie is a professional button pusher, provocateur, and producer who has built a career out of confrontation. From his notorious triangle with Joseline Hernandez and Mimi Faust to his intermittent music career, Stevie has been referred to both a gaslighter and a genius. The result was not only expected, but also unavoidable when these two explosive forces met in a private nightclub in Atlanta for what was meant to be a low-key after-party recording. Several witnesses reported that the club was crowded. The atmosphere was tense, and there was a lot of anticipation in the air. First to enter was Scrappy, who was composed but alert, accompanied by a small group of people, and dressed as if he was aware that he may be put to the test. Minutes later, Stevie entered with the same arrogant smile that has caused more arguments than it has prevented. You could sense it beneath the surface, whether it was a handshake or a nod. The static, the power, the storm is on its way. The events that followed transpired in a matter of seconds, but they will be examined for years. According to reports, Stevie, who is often the one to start conversations, leaned over during a toast and said something about irrelevant rappers needing clout. Scrappy hesitated, blinked, then a chilly smile. However, it was captured on camera. The slight movement, the jaw clenched. A storm was being held back by the man. The last straw, however, was an innocuous remark that was captured on at least 3 iPhones, in which Stevie apparently made fun of Scrappy's recent family difficulties. And that was it. Scrappy flipped the script in one move and sprang across the table with a bullet-cocked fist. Stevie staggered back, colliding into a server and toppling bottles as the punch struck him squarely in the jaw, cheek, and mouth. There were screams. Security hurried in. Anarchy, complete and total chaos. People shouted, music stopped, and phones fell. What about the video? It's raw, frantic, and cinematic. You watch as Scrappy is dragged back, yelling, his face contorted in rage. Stevie is bleeding from his mouth as he tries to get his bearings. Someone shouts, "It's on camera! It's on everything!" Then, like in a movie, it pans to Scrappy, standing in the parking lot, handcuffed, with his clothes torn and his breath heaving, staring dead-eyed into someone's phone. In less than 6 minutes, that freeze frame and that moment went viral. The hashtags #WhatFreeScrappy, for Stevie Cod, and Love and Hip Hop Gone Wild became viral. The punch was imitated by TikTok challenges. Every possible angle was examined in Twitter. Discussions. Instagram was on fire. Then the mugshot appeared. Embarrassed and unrepentant, Scrappy's eyes were fixed on the lens. However, the storyline became more complex. Because DMs between Scrappy and Stevie J from the days before the fight were leaked and appeared on sites hours later. Stevie making fun of Scrappy's money. Stevie threatened to reveal specific information if Scrappy didn't stay in his lane. It was disorganized, It was ominous. Fans were suddenly less certain that Scrappy was the bad guy. "Come on in, Mama D." In all her glitz and fury, she declared on Instagram Live, "They messed with the wrong prince." Don't play about hers. Mama D Stevie was called out by name, accused. VH1 of taking advantage of her family, then sang her now famous hymn, "I Deserve," to round out her broadcast. Supporters went crazy. Memes went viral. Mama D turned a felony into a soundtrack. One tweet said, Stevie meantime sued for $3 million, claiming mental suffering, violence, and harm to one's reputation. "I have always acted with professionalism," he said sternly. "Sir, you were literally born in a mess," one enthusiast retorted. VH1 went into a panic. Scrappy was put on leave. Scenes to come were cut. He was dropped by sponsors. Not Mama D, though. Not at all. She revealed that, "I deserve the truth behind CB. The Fight" is the title of her next documentary. The trailer? Fire. It includes dramatic piano music, courtroom skits, and a hazy video of Stevie shouting something unintelligible. "You saw the punch" is the tagline. Listen to the truth now. Viewer, critics were stunned. Unseen sequences, lost VIP film, and secret chats before To the Fight were all mentioned by VH1 sources. There was a flurry of theories. Was this a staged event? Was it retaliation? Was it both? The plea agreement followed. Scrappy was placed on probation. Control of anger. 100 hours of volunteer work in the community. No prison, no fight at the reunion. Nothing but quiet. Was it over, though? Obviously not, because of the last twist. According to rumors, VH1 executives have been discussing a redemption season with both guys. Yes, you read correctly. Lil Scrappy, Stevie J1 phase, a single reunion, one last confrontation. Because nothing dies on reality TV. Everything is in style. What about Samran's channel? It's going to blow.